We come now to a whole different era. The war was over. The future looked bright. The world was putting itself back together. It was for some the dawning of the age of Aquarius. For others it was just drugs, sex, and rock and roll. Here's a few minutes for some.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream.
It is an idea which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if need be, it is an idea for which I am prepared to die.
'50s and '60s. A whole new era was born, and the people who were born during this era, now in their 40s and 50s, the oldest of them turned 60 this year. If you were born in 1946, and retirement is kind of looming. This is the boomers, the baby boomers. This was a generation who was born during a time of grand visions. There was just a sense that we were putting the world together in a new and exciting way. And it was just, man, if you could think it, you could be it. If you got a matric, you got a job. If you got a degree, they came to you. It was just a time when anything was possible. The world was your oyster. Now, of course, there were good and bad grand visions. There was the grand vision of capitalism and the grand vision of communism, fighting it out on the world stage. There was the grand vision of apartheid. Not all grand visions were good visions, but they were certainly grand visions. They were visions of rebuilding society and putting the world together in new and exciting ways. It was the grand vision of putting a man on the moon. In 1961, John F. Kennedy said, "I believe we should go to the moon." And in 1969, they did it. In July 1969, in fact, it wasn't July 1969, it was technically, in the Northern Hemisphere, the summer of '69. I've been told the summer of '69 was so good that if you can actually remember it, you weren't really there. Anyway, July 1969, Neil Armstrong stood on the surface of the moon. And an entire generation of young people looked up in the night sky and said, if we can do that, we can do anything. And that defines who the boomers are. A generation who was designed to be different. There's a lot of boomers here tonight. You know what I'm talking about. You heard your parents tell you to be different. We want you to have all the things that we never had. In fact, you know what, if you want to understand baby boomers, then probably the best way for me to help you to do that is to take you with me to kind of where we can see boomers as boomers. It is in possibly the greatest management technique ever invented. It's the baby boomer boss barat. This is boomer territory. You know the boss barat? They call it a visioning retreat in the States, or a war council in Australia, I think, an off-site. But boss barat, strong word. See if you agree with me. The first thing that happens at a decent boss barat is that the chief boomer will stand up. So what is a chief boomer? Boss barat. And the chief boomer will share the vision. You know that vision? That carefully crafted statement that's meant to be inspirational, aspirational, and motivational. It's meant to inspire you to greatness. No, seriously, have you ever heard of a vision statement which says we want to be at least second best? Doesn't kind of have that ring to it, does it? You want the best, the biggest, the greatest, number one, global domination. That's what boomers are after. The vision. It's huge. Now, of course, it's easy for the chief boomer to have the vision. That's his job. Your job is to actually do the vision. That can be pretty freaky, because you know how big that is and you know what that's going to mean for you. So the chief boomer's next task is to inspire you, motivate, pump you up, because you've got to go out there and do this vision. He's got to psych you up, help you to believe that the only limits you have are the limits you place on yourself. So the chief boomer will take you out of the venue normally and do something that will take you beyond you. Something like, I don't know, walking across burning coals of fire, or abseiling down impossibly high cliffs, or river rafting through raging canyons in your multicolored team t-shirts. Or of course you could just invite some short-bald motivational speaker to run around like a hooligan going, yes, 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 yes you can, yes, yes! Sorry, I think that's somebody else's talk. Let me get back to mine, sorry. Energy to be a little. Anyway, whatever it takes. The vision. The vision! Now the chief boomer will bring you back into the venue. He's already shared the vision. Now he will share the mission. I swear, only boomers know the difference between a vision and a mission. Never quite worked it out myself. In fact, some boomers are so serious, they will have a purpose as well. Vision, mission, purpose. How many of these things do we need? Anyway, normally followed, of course, by strategic objectives and strategic action steps and personalized KPIs or KRAs or KPIs, whatever you call them. Then we will break you up to small groups, breakaway venues, normally around round tables, and we will ask you to do another great baby boomer thing. We will ask you to brainstorm. Fantastic. Thanks to Edward de Bono, lateral thinking brainstorm is huge for boomers. They love it. Do you know the technical definition of brainstorm, by the way? It's pooling your ignorance. Sounds like a good idea. We then give each group an A0 piece of newsprint paper and at least 4 colored felt tip pens, and we ask you to summarize in bullet format, please, everything you've just been talking about, and come back and stick it on the walls. Every decent Wallsparade finishes with every wall space filled with paper. Of course, some poor person, normally from HR, has to come and take them all down. By the way, if that person is from the silent generation we were just talking about, as they take the posters down, they'll have this irresistible urge to rescue the breast. No, I'm serious. I mean, breast costs what, 20 rand a kilogram, you know? Just throw it away. Anyway. So they'll take the posters down, they'll type everything up, they'll email it to you so that you can print it out and put it in a nice thick file and label it Wallsparade 2006 and put it on your shelf. So that if anybody asks you, what's our vision? You can say, Great question. Got a file here somewhere, I'm sure. Let's see what it is. You been on one of those Wallsparades? We all We're having a bit of fun with this. I'm sure you understand this presentation. But don't laugh too loudly, right? Don't laugh too loudly, because it's on the basis of this type of stuff. Teamwork, passion, excellence, focus, direction, drivenness, vision, pride, energy. Baby boomers have changed. So those of you who are younger than that, and there are a few of you, we're going to get to you in a second, but I need to ask you to do one thing tonight. Please hug a boomer tonight. Just seriously, say thank you. Okay, it's because of what the boomers did that the world is where it is today. Most of your companies, your organizations, our country, the world, your industry, it's where it is because of what the boomers have done. And everything we're saying tonight, let's never forget that.